So hello guys, welcome back to another A Realm Reborn video, and in this video I thought we'd have a wee look at Halatali Hard, and this is one of the 3 new dungeons that came out in patch 2.2. So the first part of the dungeon, nothing special, just a couple of trash packs, but there is one mechanic that isn't too obvious. So if you are tanking this dungeon, remember that you can pull the monsters under the big metal ball and chain things. When the ball and chain hits a monster it gives them a vulnerability debuff, but also be careful because the ball will also hit not just monsters but players, and you will also get that debuff. And the debuff only lasts for like a couple of seconds, but I did find the first time I done this dungeon, and I wasn't aware of this mechanic, the mobs did take a long time to go down. So yeah, just remember, you can pull the monsters under the ball and chains and take them down a little bit quicker. So the first boss in Halatali will probably remind you a lot of the dude from Aurum Vale. Coin Counter was his name, that was it. Now you'll notice when you first come into this room, there's a little mammoth guy and a lever. Now, leave the lever for now, you will need it later. But I like to start the encounter, I just tank him in the middle of the room, but away from party members. It's kind of helpful if everybody else can kind of spread out. He does have a frontal cone swipe. You can avoid it. It doesn't do too much damage, but you can avoid it just by running through his legs. He also has a move called 100-ton swing. Now he will pull everyone to the middle of the room. When he does do this, just run to the edge of the arena until he does his big swing thing. Because that one can hurt a little bit. And he also does Eye of the Beholder. Now I'm pretty sure it was Coin Counter. I'm pretty sure Coin Counter done this as well. You can avoid this if you stand behind him. It can be hard to avoid because I think he just turns around and targets a random player, and if you're standing in front of him, chances are you're going to get hit with it, but it doesn't do too much damage, so you should be fine with this one. Now the main mechanic of this fight is his 1000-ton swing. Now when you see the whole arena glowing blue, someone has to run over and activate the lever, and when you do that you'll notice around the mammoth fella there'll be a little blue AoE circle. Jump in that and you will get a defense boost which will mitigate the damage from 1000-ton swing. And after that he'll do a move called Piercing Glower, and he will target each member of the party one at a time. If you see him turn towards you, you can just run out of the way of it, run to the side. Now after that it's just rinse and repeat until the boss is done. And I don't know what happened to my guy here, he just decided to start gliding along the floor. Now on your way to the second boss you're going to fight some Kurls, some really strange gold bears that look too real to be in this game. They look too normal. But yeah, nothing you can't deal with. The second boss is Catoplepaz. I might have actually butchered the pronunciation of that name. But anyway, you will notice around the arena there are 4 pedestals, and what you have to do is every member of the party has to be assigned one of these because you're going to need them later on. So being the tank, I like to tank them next to my pillar that I've been assigned. Now, one of the moves he will use at the start of this fight is Cold Stare. Now this is a very, very difficult attack to avoid. So what I actually advise, even if you are ranged, is to actually kind of stay close to him so you can actually avoid this attack, because you don't have much time, and if you're standing at range, chances are you're going to get hit. The next move you'll notice him casting is Jetatura, and it'll just be a ground AoE, same again. You know what to do. Move out of it. Now when the boss starts to cast Demon Eye, this is when your pedestals are going to come in. What you have to do is click the shadowy orb and it will cast Gloam on you, and that will render you immune to Demon Eye. Now I've never actually been hit by Demon Eye. It may one-shot you. I don't actually know. I've never been hit by it. If anyone knows, leave in the comments, tell me what Demon Eye actually does. I just know that I've not to get hit by it. Now after he casts Demon Eye, you'll notice his eye becomes targetable. Now it is important that you get this down as soon as possible. It does send out a room-wide AoE that also gives everyone in the room a stacking debuff, which makes you take more damage. So get it down as soon as possible. After that, it's the same as always. Rinse and repeat. The only difference is you get, when you cast Jetatura, you'll get more AoEs. But apart from that, just go through the cycles again and you'll get them down no problem. Now through the last part of the dungeon you're going to fight some gladiator people, pit wolves and stuff like that. You'll be able to deal with this, no bother. Just remember, generally kill the healer first that you do all the time. Now the last fight's a bit different from all the other fights you generally get at the end of dungeons. Usually you get to the end and there's just a big demon, kill it, sort of thing. But in this fight you're going to fight a couple of Colosseum people first. Now, the way I like to handle this is kill the healer first, as you usually do. You will notice the Lancer will target a random party member and just basically chase them around the room. You actually can't tank this Lancer. Whoever he targets, it's best to just kite him until the healer's down, and then once you get the healer down, all other DPS should probably switch to the Lancer because he's a bit of a nuisance. After the Lancer, it's kinda up to you what order you want to kill the rest of the mobs in. I prefer to take down the Archer and then get the Gladiator. Now after you kill these guys, the big demon fella and his wee pal will come out. Now what you want to do is you want to kill the little guy first because there's a really annoying move called Standstill. When he casts Standstill, he will freeze two of your party members in place. One of the other party members that isn't frozen in place has to run over and click on the Thal Scepter, and that releases your other two guys and they can get out of the big huge AoE that he puts in the middle of the floor. If you get hit by that, it's going to hurt pretty bad. It won't kill you, but it's going to hurt you. But you can avoid this damage no problem just by clicking on the Thal Scepter and freeing your party members and getting out of the way. He's going to cast this over and over again until you get him down, so just kill the little dude first, and then when you go into the big chap, the big demon dude, let's just avoid these big huge AoEs, his tail swipe and all that, and you'll kill him no problem. So guys, if you could like, favourite and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Next up I'm going to try and get out either the Leviathan video or the Lost City of Amdapor. But guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.